Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back with my scent of the week. I think it's number 10, and it's Sunday afternoon. And I just want to do some little chores here, guys. One is one of my friends didn't understand why I was making these and thought I was gone. And what happened was in August I had finished making my scent of the day videos because I was out of fragrances to make those for. And some people that follow me or have recently followed me don't understand it. My videos, and I've always said this, were just to get my collection on video for my grandkids. So when that finished, I was finished, and then I had some samples left, and I told Miss Floss I was finished, and the people that have been following me know that Miss Floss has been sick, and some of you people that have been following me for a while sort of like Miss Floss a little bit, and she said, you just can't stop, So I've got video explaining all that back in August, and I said, well, I need to stop because everything's on video, and so what I did is I decided to keep in touch. I would just go ahead and say what I was wearing once a week, and everything that I'm going to wear this week, I have a video for. So in September, there was another issue. There was another thing that came. It was Sample September. And I had plenty of samples I could do that with. So that was one. Now we're in October. So this October, and an update on Miss Floss, my wife, my honey, my better half. We're going to be going to see a surgeon Thursday. So we'll know better when her surgery is going to be. But she's been stable and all of that. And we are appreciative of all your prayers. And we do thank you for that. And of course, I'll let you know what's happening as we know what's happening. But she is healthy and she is stable. And I've got a lot of new people following me on Facebook who have asked, because I do have a Pop Fritz account separate from my account, just dealing with fragrances on Facebook to go with my Facebook page. And I've had people friending me there. A lot of people. I might not know this whole story I just said. And they think maybe I'm a reviewer. I've never been a fragrance reviewer. I've never been a fragrance expert. I'm not a fragrance influencer. I just started doing these as an accident. I was in a Facebook group called Facebook Junkie and Facebook Addict, which I'm still in, and I made one video saying what I do when I get little decants in and I put Teflon tape. And that wasn't even my brilliant idea. Oh, I forget who it was. It was the young guy. Forget his name. But anyway, it's his idea. I say it on there, and I have a video explaining that. Dallas. It was young Dallas that actually had that idea. So anyway, I do have, and then I have on YouTube, I have a Spritz with Pop Fritz account, and all my videos are there. These new videos I'm doing, they're to update you about Miss Floss, say I'm still alive. And even these are for my grandchildren, so just get that out of the way. So they see what I'm wearing, and get to see. And the good thing is, now that I'm not doing a scent every day, I can wear what I want, and I can wear something 7 days in a row if I want, because I'm not having to make the videos every day and try to get one on tape. So this week we're down to 4. This is really good. This is nice. A really good week. I started out with Guerlain L'Homme I'deal Edp. And this is a really nice one for the fall. It's got some almond in it, some cherry, some vanilla, some spices. Very, very nice. I would say it's a date night fragrance. And I did wear this on Monday. It's a more of a nighttime fragrance. I would want to be dressed up, but I wore it today with this. I went to a meeting this morning and I went out to breakfast. Lunch, breakfast, brunch. And I wore this because I didn't want to put something else on. I said, well, let me put this. So that's what I started out Monday, and that's what I finished up with. And then Tuesday was really warm for the fall. And I pulled out something I've been wanting to wear. I should have worn it in the summer, but it was warm enough on Tuesday. And that's Pearlescent Sunscape. And if you don't know what Pearlescent Parfums is, that's like it's an off branch of Gallagher. Daniel Gallagher is the perfumer, but his wife, Mindy, is the creative influencer of this or something like that. So her bottles are different and the caps are different and all that. And she gets some creative input into this. But I think he's the perfumer. And interesting, some people compare this with Monk's Wave by Gallagher Fragrance because they share some similar notes. They share some citruses, some honeydew, and there's a few other notes that they share. But for me, this is my favorite, actually. I have a video on this, and I like this. This is my favorite of Gallagher and Pearlescent. I think it's a perfect summer scent. Now, on Fragnaticus, some people say this leans very feminine. I don't see it, and I was watching a video by Steve Relessence, and he didn't see it either. There is some florals in this, but it's so balanced out between the sweet citruses, you know, and the florals, and it's got like an aquatic note, but he calls it sunshine. And the two florals in this are iris and bluebonnet, or violet and bluebonnet. And violet, you know, that's in men's fragrances. It's not too floral though. So you know, I'm not too big on gender on fragrances. This doesn't have a gender, you know, it doesn't have a sex. To me, it smells like being on a lake in the middle of Texas, surrounded by a field of bluebonnets with the sun. He says it smells like what a ray of sunshine should smell like. That's what he says. Very good. This is an ideal fragrance in the spring and summer. And if you live in a warm climate, I could see you wearing this all year round. So it's Sunscape by Pearlescent. And then the next day, so that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I went and got Parfums de Marley Galloway because it was still kind of warm. And this has citrus and spice and musk. And I think it has a little vanilla in it maybe. And the dry down, or amber too. It's just really soft. This is a freshie, and it's more spring summer, and it's going to match up a little bit with the last one I have. But this is more of a summer fragrance, beautiful fragrance. And I got this next one and this one the same place. The next one I wore was Sauvage Dior from Mrs Fritz. She loves this, and I said these two match up a little bit. This is a softer version. They're not the same. This is a blue, and I don't think that's a blue, but it is a freshie, and this is a freshie. And they share some notes. They share some citrus and pepper. And this has pepper and ambroxan and vanilla and the citruses, and some other spices, anise and nutmeg, I think. And this doesn't have the ambroxan in it, and it's much softer. And this just has the spice with the pepper with the musk. So it's a very nice. This is very well blended. And the reason I'm pulling them both out, you know, one was Wednesday and Friday, and this one I did Thursday and Saturday. And there's another reason I'm pulling them both out. You know, I got both of these fragrances from the same spot, and I got them pretty cheap. And, you know, people see my collection and they're wondering, how do you afford all that? Well, this was Mrs. Fritz's favorite when I first started collecting, and I didn't get it for 3 years till I found the price I wanted. And I was on a site called Kingdom Fragrances that I go to. It's a guy named Steve, Fragrance Fanatic, and he has a place called kingdomfragrances.com. And I was on there, and I go there every once in a while, and he had this for a steep discount at that time. And then he had this, and I got these together at the price, you know, I would have paid like retail for this if I went to a perfume shop. So I just want to mention that because people wonder how you can get fragrances and not pay as much. And I like value shopping for fragrances. And places like Kingdom Fragrances, Aurora Fragrances, you know, I do FragranceNet and Fragrance X, Fragrance.buy. That's a good one. And then of course I have all my rack store ones there. And you know, I don't check them. I'm sure that the guy that does it does check these, and I don't really consider if I check you know, you can check the code. But hey, if somebody's going to make a counterfeit fragrance, they're probably going to make a counterfeit bottle. So I don't bother to check them. I just, you know, they smell good and I know they're right. So anyway, with that, I do want to thank everybody that is following along. And I remind you, I am not a reviewer, and I'm making these just to let you know how Miss Fritz is doing. But more importantly, let my grandkids see what I'm wearing, because they're the ones that are going to inherit this. You're going to come here and say, why's Pop got all these fragrances? So it's mostly for them I make these videos. So with that, pray for peace, and please be kind, and I'll see you next week. Bye.